everyone. It feels like a lifetime since I last recorded. Welcome back to the Salaryman guide. I wish I could say I was feeling energized. But maybe, today, it's going to be the Salary Woman guide. Take a deep breath with me. It's currently 10 p.m. and I just dragged myself through the front door. My head is pounding. My brain feels like absolute static, and my entire being is screaming for stillness. And that suffocating, crushing fatigue is exactly what we're going to talk about today. Surviving Karoshi Culture. This isn't just about spreadsheets. This is about our bodies breaking down. This is the Japanese work system that literally works people to the point of collapse, and we have to find a way to navigate it without losing ourselves entirely. Specifically, I want to share what it truly feels like to live this relentless life within this body, as a professional woman facing these unique, exhausting demands. The exhaustion is deep, it's personal, and the pressure is a heavy, constant blanket layered with gendered expectations that never lift. Let's start from the very beginning of the daily cycle of dread, the 5:30 a.m. alarm clock. It doesn't just wake me. It sounds like a literal, physical assault on the few hours of peace I managed to steal. I don't get to ease into the day. I have to jump out of bed to spend a mandatory critical hour on my appearance, forcing myself to look flawless and prepared. Why? Because the relentless pressure to be perfectly put together is non-negotiable here. It's an unwritten rule that says you must be an aesthetic professional, no matter the cost. You have to project an image of effortless capability, of endless reserves of energy, regardless of how exhausted or miserable you truly feel underneath the blazer and the perfect makeup. That flawless presentation, the pristine suit, the perfect hair is a massive effort of sheer will, a lie I tell the world, a heavy mask I wear to survive. The deep, hidden truth is that my exhaustion starts not in the office, but the moment I leave my tiny, quiet apartment and step onto the street. Then, the real physical trauma begins. The commute. It's 2 hours of pure, agonizing physical stress on a jam-packed train known locally as the Hell Train. You are literally pressed against strangers, unable to move, unable to breathe deeply, feeling the sheer volume of humanity and stress around you. This isn't just travel time. It's a brutal physical endurance test, where I'm already mentally rehearsing the day's impending conflicts, feeling the dread knotting up in my stomach. I arrive on the office floor at 8:15 a.m. 45 crucial minutes before the official clock starts. The office is vast, quiet, and sterile, and it immediately steals any remaining warmth from my day. I am already running on a critical energy deficit when I sit down at my desk. A small gray island in a sea of identical cubicles, ready to endure the next 14 hours. My shoulders are rigid and aching from the previous night's tension and the morning crush. My sleep is never deep or restorative. This chronic, constant feeling of physical deficit is my new toxic normal. It's a gnawing fear that grows daily. In this cold, hyper-efficient environment of Tokyo finance, the pressure is relentless. The day is surgically structured to ensure you never, ever stop moving or thinking. The morning begins not with coffee and pleasantries, but with the necessity of the 8:30 a.m. nemawashi, the relentless political work of laying the groundwork. Before the main presentation, I must individually brief 3 different senior managers, the oyaji on every slide, smoothing out any possible objection. This is exhausting. Exhausting duplicative work. I expend vast energy just to manage male egos and avoid losing face in the high-stakes presentation room. Then comes the core. Task 2. The data crunch. The majority of my midday is spent processing massive, complex datasets for the next quarter's financial projections. This demands extreme laser focus, but the system itself offers no true physical or mental escape. I grab a quick, flavorless bite of rice ball from the combini right at my desk. A real lunch break is a luxury that signals a lack of dedication. I eat quickly, with my eyes scanning the screen, Because the cultural pressure dictates that working through lunch is a silent demonstration of my serious commitment. And this is precisely where the emotional wound of the gender dynamics deepens, adding an extra stinging layer of stress to the already crushing load. I can spend 40 hours meticulously building a highly technical, complex financial model, a document of profound strategic value. Yet, minutes before presenting this work, who is asked to stop that crucial mental warm-up to prepare and serve the green tea for those same partners? It is always me. Every single time. It is a subtle but devastating reminder that my fundamental value, in their eyes, is still rooted in service and silent support, regardless of my expertise. When I speak up with a strong, data-backed opinion, I'm often interrupted or told I need to tone down my passion, as if competence is something to be managed. Meanwhile, the male manager, who contributed far less to the model, is openly praised for his decisiveness and strong leadership when he says the exact same thing. The injustice burns. This double standard forces me to run at 120% efficiency, simultaneously doing the high-level work and performing the endless, draining social and service labor. The final 2 hours of the official workday are dedicated to Task 3, the report assembly. The true finishing line is not yet in sight. This is turning that complex data into documents of aesthetic perfection. The formatting must be flawless. The required stamps must be meticulously aligned. This focus on meaningless perfection is not value add. It is simply cultural adherence, a tedious, pointless chore that keeps us chained to our desks. Finally, the clock crawls to 5 p.m. The official workday ends, but the relief is non-existent. Because that's when the Service Zangyō, the mandatory, unspoken, and unpaid overtime, truly, painfully begins. The office stays silent, yet tense. Why do we stay, sacrificing our only free hours? Because leaving promptly suggests a lack of commitment, a dangerous selfishness that burdens the group. We are trapped by obligation. This silent agreement to stay late, this cultural hostage situation, forces us to perform labor that often holds very little value, simply to satisfy the rule of presence. We are trapped by a toxic, unspoken obligation. From 5 p.m. until I finally leave around 8 p.m., I am usually doing the lowest value administrative work filing, organizing old documents, or just waiting for someone else to leave first. I have to be visibly seen to be working, maintaining that facade of diligence, even though my concentration is long gone and my body is screaming for a break. If I dare to pack up my belongings even 10 minutes early, a manager will inevitably materialize, finding one small, unnecessary task to justify keeping me anchored to my seat for another half hour. The physical consequences start manifesting with cruel regularity right around the moment the paid workday officially ends, a kind of internal alarm system signaling breakdown. That mild pressure headache I've been ignoring all afternoon suddenly escalates into a full-blown, blinding migraine, throbbing relentlessly behind my tired eyes. My back and neck are screaming in protest, stiff and aching from sitting rigidly for nearly 14 hours straight with zero movement or proper ergonomic support. Due to this chronic, relentless stress, I'm constantly catching every small office cold, or battling persistent cold sores, clear evidence that my immune system is profoundly depleted. This continuous, low-level state of sickness is more than just inconvenient. It is the physical warning sign, the silent, terrifying prelude to the system's final price, Karoshi itself. The emotional toll is perhaps the most devastating. I am physically numb and exhausted, yet my brain is cruelly wired and hyperactive from the constant flow of stress hormones. I feel a deep, scalding resentment toward the system, toward the expectation, but I know I cannot, must not, express it in this environment. So, I learned to perform the ultimate act of self-betrayal, quiet endurance. I manage a polite smile, I nod in agreement, and I work through the pain, feeling my personal identity slowly, irrevocably erode. I spend my late commute home, asking myself the same question every night. Who am I outside of these 4 sterile cubicle walls? I honestly can't remember my own hobbies, my passions, or my simple, former joys. We must face the truth. This is a brutal system designed to extract every drop of your energy. But this is the Salaryman guide, so we focus on survival, not just complaint. We need constructive strategies to survive this marathon, because our health, our physical and mental capital, is the only asset here that truly belongs to us. Survival Tip 1. Strategic Recovery Sleep. The Weekend Dump. Since an 8-hour night is a fantasy during the week, you must prioritize a deep, compensatory recovery sleep. On Saturday morning, set 0 alarms. Allow yourself 1 marathon 10 to 1 2-hour sleep cycle. This is your body intensely playing essential catch-up, and you must protect it fiercely. Survival Tip 2. Commute optimization and secret exercise. The crowded train is your enemy, but you can reclaim that time for yourself. Wear cushioned, comfortable shoes and carry your mandatory heels in your bag. Protect your feet and back from the physical crush of the rush hour. When standing, use that time for core and posture work, tensing your abdominal and back muscles to maintain strength. This is your stealth gym. Use your travel time for detachment. Download a soothing podcast or a meditation app and tune out the noise and stress. That hour belongs to you. Survival Tip 3. Desk mini breaks and nutrition hacks. Since a real lunch break is impossible, strategically take 5 one-minute micro breaks throughout the afternoon. Stand up entirely, stretch your neck and shoulders, and focus your eyes on a distant point to give your sight and posture a crucial reset. Ditch the instant sugary snacks that lead to a crash. Keep healthy fats and protein like nuts, eggs, or protein bars at your desk to stabilize your blood sugar and maintain sustainable energy. Survival Tip 4. The strategic exit and the Nomikai evasion. You must find a way to politely, but firmly, decline unnecessary social obligations. For the dreaded Nomikai work, drinking parties, sometimes you must attend briefly. But if you are truly exhausted, deploy the ironclad excuse. State that you have a mandatory, pre-arranged, high-priority early morning appointment with a client or a foreign executive. A professional obligation is the only thing that consistently trumps a social one in Japan. We must internalize this truth. The system is specifically designed to make you forget about your personal needs. We must fight back by making small, consistent, self-preserving choices. My life, and perhaps yours, is a constant grinding trade-off. Success in this culture costs you something precious. Your personal time, your mental health, and your physical reserves. The ultimate goal is not to be the highest achieving worker. The goal is to be a healthy person who works, not just a broken worker who sometimes gets to pretend to be a person. Stay safe, prioritize yourself, and I'll see you in the next guide. Otsukare-sama deshita. You've worked hard.